Hey guys, in this What's Unique About This Unique number 41, I wanted to talk about the new unique build in the stand and give some couple ideas for builds and some mechanics that you may have overlooked. This is still early in the league, so it would take more time to experiment, but I think it's still worth talking about this. I'm currently using this build, but I'm not going to be talking about my build. Maybe first let's take a look at what this build has. So it doesn't seem to have all that much, it just has a bit of life regen, some resistances, and the last line gain ward instead of 50% of armor and evasion rating from equipped body armor. This got my attention because there's a body armor that just gives so much ward with this brass dome. Even on a lower roll gives like, well, over 4000 armor, especially with quality. So you can immediately get over 2000 ward. So I want to talk about where could this be useful and maybe why. A speculation if it's actually good or not. So I am currently using it as a Block Gladiator, max block. I believe 90 attack block with lucky and like 88 spell block. When you block, you don't lose ward if you don't take any damage. You only lose ward if you get hit by any amount of damage. So this kind of goes well together with builds that don't get hit very often and don't have that much HP. By the way, ward recharges after 2 seconds. The ward is either on or off. You either have ward or you don't have. There's no like you lose some part of the ward. You immediately lose all the ward when you get hit. So builds that take damage from hits very rarely would benefit from this because it takes 2 seconds for ward to fully recharge. 2 seconds is not a big window, but it's also not small. But I'm talking about like bosses and not really encounters where you see like 200 enemies attacking you at once. That of course is not really gonna work. But in cases against stronger bosses, I think this is where this may actually shine. Encounters like, I don't know, Searing Exiles, when you run between those balls, you get hit by one of the balls. Normally you would take a lot of damage, but let's say you have 2000, maybe even 3000 ward. You absorb most of that damage into ward. You'll just lose ward and a bit of life, let's say. And then you have like 2 second window during which you are weaker, but 2 seconds like dodging those balls, you can definitely survive for 2 seconds and the ward comes back up. So it can kind of save you from mistakes. Just think about all the fights where you are not supposed to get hit, but you sometimes accidentally do get hit. And normally you would take a lot of damage, but with this, just my idea, speculations, you would absorb most of that hit damage and most likely survive and have enough time to regain that ward before you potentially get hit again. And that's not even counting the block. So like with 90% chance to block, only 1 out of 10 hits is gonna land on average, let's say. And that one hit is gonna be absorbed by mostly ward. So that's one of my ideas, that you could use this with the maximum block characters, maybe with evasion, but you still need to deal with the spell damage, which you cannot evade, which you would need to convert suppression into spell dodge. Now another idea, maybe ward loop builds would want this. Ward loop builds usually are pretty squishy after a certain point. They are very tanky against weaker hits, but they are very squishy against bigger hits. So maybe ward looper builds would want to use this instead of belt that gives like cooldown recovery and have a bit less damage, but have quite a lot more tankiness hopefully, because like I said, you can get over 2000 ward just from brass dome, and the brass dome also gives maximum elemental resistances and armor, but you do lose half of the armor from the body armor. But then again, I'm not sure about ward loopers because this league they nerfed the flask for ward looper, but this league they added new tiers of armors. So you can have higher base stats on your equipment, so more base ward, which would end up giving you more ward than before, but with the flask, I'm not sure how that works out, and is it really worth using, for example, brass dome instead of ward body armor? I don't think that you can get 2000 ward on the normal body armor, right? Another idea, Nightgrip. I have never used these gloves, and in the past we were really OP when they provided like 25% of your ward as flat here's damage, and these days we only give 10%, and 10% of your ward, that's not much, considering that you would need to heavily normally invest into ward, like get ward items like helmet, gloves and boots, and then you would end up having even less evasion or less armor. But with this belt, obviously the belt could give you damage, especially like Stygian wise. You could just straight up get over 2000 ward, just like that, with the brass dome and Ynda stand. And 2000 becomes 200 flat here's damage. And 200 flat heals damage is equivalent to, pretty much equivalent to level 20 added heals damage. It's actually even, yeah, it's pretty much like level 20 added heals damage. Because you are getting 200 flat minimum and maximum heals damage. And another thing, like this is added heals damage to everything, including attacks, spells, and Herald of Thunder. So maybe there's something for Herald of Thunder. I'm gonna be making Herald of Thunder build in the future, and I'm still thinking how to do it with something new. So these are my ideas where this build could be used and how it could be used. Let me know in the comments below, do you have some other ideas where this build could be useful? Maybe I missed some other items or interactions. But I think this build does have a potential, and it's super cheap, like 1 alchemy right now. Actually, I bought 2 just in case, but they are very common, so I don't think that the price is gonna go up that much. I feel like it could be really good. Belts are kind of important, like, Mage Blood, Headhunter. Do you really want to lose those? But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this short video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon, hopefully. Bye bye.